Okay, welcome guys. So in this section we are going to continue with the disassembly of the seljector. Now in this section we will disassemble the bowl. So we have to remove the bowl from the purifier assembly. Okay, so first step, we can see this is how the bowl looks like, assembly looks like, and at the top of the bowl is holding 804 is the disc nut handle. Okay, disc nut handle, which is basically holding the top elements in place. So we have to use one disc nut handle 804. Sorry, disc nut is the one which is holding everything in place. 122 is the disc nut. So this one is 122. So we have to use a disc nut handle which we had seen in the tools 804. It will go and engage with this disc nut, and by slowly tapping with the hammer anti-clockwise direction and pressing by the hand, it is very important, otherwise this will get damaged. So you have to press it by hand and then slowly tap it. Okay, press the handle by hand, down by hand, make sure it does not go up when you are hitting it, otherwise the nut will get damaged. Slowly tap with counterclockwise direction to remove it.
To every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer, we all know that earning respectonship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं, and for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship, अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MNDFLIX है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respectonship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
Now these are the chambers that will be exposed. So 134, that is the heavy liquid chamber, will get exposed first, then below it will be the 321 heavy liquid impeller, then there is a Teflon ring, this is the gravity disc 121, then there is an O-ring 116, then 120 is the chamber, light liquid chamber, and then this is the light liquid impeller. There is a O-ring here 323. Okay, this will all come together one by one. Okay, 322 is the light liquid impeller, and this is the feed inlet pipe 319 from the top. This one, this is the feed inlet pipe. Okay, gravity disc. So if say in case say we have to change the gravity disc, if the oil has changed and we have changed the feed rate or something, as per the nomogram we have decided to change the gravity disc because the oil has changed or the oil temperature has changed. Okay, feed rate, temperature and the oil density, these three will decide viscosity, I mean. So these three will decide which one, which side of gravity disc we have to use. So if you have to change the gravity disc, we can do it at this stage. Okay, so the gravity disc can be replaced at this stage, and then the bowl can be reassembled, the disc assembly can be reassembled here. So this is the stage if you have to change the gravity disc. Okay, you can change the gravity disc which is 121 and then replace all the components at the same order. Okay, now since we are doing the complete disassembly, the components we have to remove. Okay, light liquid chamber handle 805. So this is the handle 805, small one, which will be used to hold this light liquid chamber 120. Okay, so we will use one. So upper, since heavy liquid chamber has been removed by removing this disc handle, disc nut. Okay, by removing the disc nut through the disc nut handle, these three components are already removed, the gravity disc has been removed. Okay, now we will place the light liquid chamber this thing handle, okay, at this position. So light liquid chamber handle to the light liquid chamber 120. So this is 120 is the light liquid chamber to remove these components. Okay, so when we will hit it with the hammer, hold, make sure to hold it, otherwise it will damage the components. So hold it and slowly tap it, so that in the anti-clockwise direction, so this will become loose, and we will remove the light liquid chamber, light liquid impeller, and lastly this one is the feed inlet pipe. Here we can see we are removing the impeller. Here this is the impeller coming on this is the impeller, light liquid impeller, and the bowl inlet pipe or oil inlet pipe, feed oil inlet pipe. Together all is removed. Now my bowl is free of these components. Okay, now for withdrawing the bowl, we have to make sure that our stand is prepared beforehand. So this stand, this is a dismantling stand for holding the bowl 801. We have to make sure at the tightening at the table, okay, dismantling table, we have to tighten it with the bolts. Okay, on the drilled holes you tighten it, and these are the points where my bowl will go and sit. These are the locations. Now since we have prepared this for the bowl disassembly beforehand, so that when we remove the bowl, will go and sit at this place, and we will carry out disassembly. Now important thing is this cap nut. Okay, this cap nut is basically the nut which is holding the bowl on the top of the vertical shaft. So you must have seen there are threads on the top of the vertical shaft, right? So these threads, actually this cap nut is going and tightening on this thread, and this cap nut is connected to the lower part of the main cylinder. So this is holding the main cylinder and the vertical shaft assembly together. So it is very important to remove the cap nut. So there is a specific tool 808. Okay, this tool which is called the cap nut spanner. Okay, cap nut spanner is a very unique tool. We can see this one. It has got a threaded rod like this. This rod is passing from center. It has got a threaded rod. So this rod will have threads at the bottom. So the cap nut has got a unique assembly where it is perforated on the top with threads on the top. Threads here like this, and this nut is like this. Okay, so from the top, when we insert the threaded rod, it goes and tighten here. So first you will turn this A part clockwise, put it inside, and you turn this A part clockwise, and this will tighten on the cap nut, so that when we turn the handle B, the whole cap nut assembly can be removed from the top of the vertical shaft. Okay, from the top of the vertical shaft. Okay, so through the spanner into the threaded hole, so from the top we will putting, and we will draw it up. So when this cap nut is removed, then only your bowl is free to be lifted up. Before that, not possible. Okay, because this cap nut is holding the assembly with the vertical shaft. Now we have to mount the jack here. This is the jack number 821. This we will tighten to the threaded portion of the distributor 108. There is a threaded portion here, so we put this whole pipe inside and try it with the threaded portion of the distributor and start jacking. Okay, so tighten it, turn the handle down, that is turn it clockwise. So tighten the jack so that this bowl is jacked up. Very, very important. Never ever try to remove the assembly before there is a slight rise in the bowl from the position from where it was sitting. Okay, until the bowl is slightly raised, then only it is free to be removed. Otherwise it is still sitting on the tightly sitting on the vertical shaft even without the cap nut. Okay, because of its weight it is slightly sitting. So if you are jacking up slightly, it has to come up free of the jack, then only you can remove it. Okay, When the push bolt, this is the push bolt or the jack, is brought into contact with the end of the vertical shaft by the rotation of the handle, the resistance will increase towards the end. At that time you might need a hammer to slowly tap it. The bowl is held tightly against the vertical shaft due to the taper portion. To loosen the bowl, we have to further rotate the handle by striking with a hammer and then turn it down slowly. Okay, turn it down so that makes sure the bowl is slightly raised. So when you are tightening towards the end, at the end time it will go very hard. Okay, so you have to tap it slightly with the hammer and make sure that the bowl is raised. When the bowl is lifted up, so you see this is the vertical shaft top. When the bowl is little bit jacked up from the assembly, then we can mount this 821 jack number 821 handle and slowly draw up the vertical shaft by the draw up the bowl with the help of the chain block. And we make sure that whenever we are mounting it and trying to remove, always little bit you apply a shaking pressure, because it is heavy in nature. It has a tendency to remain seated on the vertical shaft. So try to shake the assembly little bit so that it is freely going to come up. Otherwise it will try to bring up the vertical shaft together with itself. If the bowl is, that is what it is writing as caution here, the bowl is held tightly against the vertical shaft, it will try to remove the vertical. So if, and then again you are trying to apply force to the chain block, it will completely remove all the bearings and etc together with it, and it will damage the assembly. So vertical shaft will also be try to be drawn up with this. So very important step, that you have to shake it a little bit, see if it is coming up, then you shake it little bit, see if it is coming up, shake it little bit. Otherwise it will damage the vertical shaft, because the weight is still towards down with on the vertical shaft. It was tightly held with this cap nut, है ना. So even if you have jacked it a little bit, maybe the assembly is still in the same position. You have to slowly, very slowly you have to, until it becomes clear of the vertical shaft. यहाँ के बाद you can easily take it up outside, but here until this position has reached, be very cautious with removal of the assembly. Very slowly and with minimum फोर्स, है ना, एक पूरा जर्क लगा के नहीं खींचना है. स्लोली मेक श्योर you are shaking it, loosening it, shaking it, loosening it, then lifting, shaking it, loosening it, then lifting. ठीक है. Maybe as fourth engineers you are new to this job, so that is why it is very important to be cautious at these steps. Okay. Now when the bowl is lifted at, see, you can see this is the dismantling stand. So on your ship you will also have a purifier dismantling stand, and this one is the tool 801, and this is tightened on the stand, wooden stand. Okay, so these are the 4 positions at which the slots you will have inside, on the inside part of the bowl, where the bowl will go and sit. So you have to correctly align these 4 slots with the bowl slots, and on the 4 pins, these are the 4 pins on the dismantling stand, and the bowl will slowly drive to the ball towards this, and this ball will go and sit on the dismantling stand. After this bowl has been placed on the dismantling stand, we can remove the jack number 821, which was used for lifting the bowl. Okay, and very important, see, their cautions are also important here to read. Whenever you are going through manual, please make sure you read the cautions, because you might be the first time you are doing the job. Many times what we do is, to align the bowl, we keep our head somewhere here. Fourth engineer is keeping his head somewhere here, or hands somewhere down here to align the pins to the slots. Okay, be very sure that you have removed your head or your hands whenever your bowl is coming down. Okay, always make sure there is no body part coming in the vicinity. Just try to slowly touch the ends. You will come to know when it has slowly touched the slots, and then you can place it down. Okay, never ever put your body in close vicinity to this. Not put your head, don't seeing from the bottom key how these slots are there and pulling it down from that side. No, don't do that. Don't put your hands also in the vicinity like this. Okay, let me show this one same through the video, so that you can be more clear about the disassembly of the bowl. So we can see this is the disc nut handle. On the top we have put the disc nut handle, and we have loosened the disc nut handle, which makes our heavy liquid chamber, which is this one, free to open up. So this is the disc nut handle has been removed. This is the heavy liquid chamber removed. This is the heavy liquid impeller, it is removed. Now the gravity disc. So at this position, if we have to change the gravity disc or put a gravity disc of new size, we can do that. Okay, you can change the gravity disc and reassemble the whole assembly from this position. Okay, if we have to remove the complete bowl, so we remove the gravity disc. Now so there is a Teflon ring on the top of the gravity disc, very important to keep it safe. Now we remove the light liquid chamber. So this is the light liquid chamber. This is the nut we will use to remove the light liquid chamber. So this is the light liquid chamber removed. Now this is the light liquid impeller, okay, which has got O-rings. Now this part that we have removed, this has got an O-ring here. Okay, we have to change the O-ring when we are overhauling. Okay, also many times we don't see these impeller vanes. Okay, in one of my vessels, in one case, this impeller vanes or the bottom of the vanes was worn out, because this is a brass material of use for long time. The material gets wear out, due to which it was not able to build up enough pressure in the light liquid side. So this impeller has to be properly checked. So that we will see when we are doing the maintenance checking part, etc. Okay, so we have to be very sure when we are checking the impeller, light liquid impeller. So light liquid impeller will be removed now, and the feed inlet pipe will be removed. Okay, this is the feed inlet pipe or the feed pipe. Feed pipe निकल गया, ठीक है. Now my bowl is free. So this is how we remove the cap nut. See, this is the threaded rod. So this rod which was inserted to remove the cap nut, which is holding the bowl and the vertical shaft together, we have got a threaded, and okay, this is the threaded rod. Okay, so this is tightening on the top of the cap nut. Okay, this fully tightened now. Now we can open the nut, turn anti-clockwise, open the nut. This will take out, this is the cap nut. This is the cap nut, and you can see this section is having a rod inserted inside the cap nut. So this is how the cap nut is removed. Now my bowl is become free from the vertical shaft. I mean not holding with the cap nut, but still it has to be jacked up to be made free from the vertical shaft. Then only we can remove the bowl. ठीक है. Now this one is the jacking tool, 821. So this one we have put tightening on the distributor threads. Okay, distributor top threads पे tighten कर दो. So he is slowly tightening, and you can see the bowl is slowly rising. Just see that the bowl is slowly rising from its place, because we are jacking it up. So the bowl is rising. This one you can see the bowl is rising from its place. Now the bowl is little bit floating. So since this is in the factory, but when we are doing on board, our bowl may be more hard to remove because it is full of sludge. So this this part of the action should be done very slowly, cautiously, okay. And at the end, towards the end, when we are doing, there will be certain we will feel it certain tightness. So see, towards the end we have to use a hammer to lift the bowl, okay. So until and unless the bowl is lifted up free, like this. So when you shake it, it should be like free from the vertical shaft, free from the vertical shaft top, okay. It should be free, it should feel like floating. You can see here how it felt like floating here. You can see here, tighten, and ultimately you can see the bowl is floating like very free. Then only we have to use it for lifting, okay. Then only we can lift it. So now we can place the wire sling on the top of it and use a chain block to slowly lift. Acha, this step also, because they are doing in factory, it looks very simple and easy that it is being lifted up at once. You should do it very slowly, okay. And always shake the bowl whenever you are removing, okay, so that you are sure that it is free of the shaft assembly. Otherwise it will damage the shaft assembly, okay. So very slowly you have to remove it, okay. So you can see at the bottom here is the vertical shaft top, is exposed now, and this is the water supplying device, okay. So this is how the bowl is removed, and it will be so this is our dismantling stand. It has got 4 pins and it has been tightened on these 4 bolts, okay, where we will place the bowl. So slowly, so you can see here they have not placed their hands anywhere in the vicinity at the downside here. So do not use your hands to locate the pins. Just by your anticipation you can place them correctly, okay. So you can remove, slowly. Never ever remove the chain block at this time. Until and unless the bowl has settled at the pins, then only you remove the chain block, okay. Hold the weight on the chain block until the bowl has settled down, so that on the chain block you can arrange it slowly from your hands. You see, if they are hand arranged, now it has settled. So they are arranging the pins likewise, okay. Never ever try to arrange from the down from your hand or put your head here to see, okay. Don't do that. Always from the top, so that even if the bowl is somewhere not sitting, it cannot hurt you, okay. Now the bowl is sit, so he is removing the lifting tool 824 number. He is unscrewing it and removing it. So that is how the bowl is removed from the assembly and is kept for disassembling. So in the next section we are going to study about how the bowl will be disassembled.